Hey yo, real good here. Having some serious somatic feels. Maybe I'll do a somatic check-in with you. Feeling heartache, fear, more like shame. Feel like guts flipping inside my belly. Feel a little bit slow, subdued, quieted, sad. Some desire to be angry. Stomach. And I notice a compulsion to go eat. Like I really want to go eat. Specifically Mexican food, which is interesting. Maybe just because it's some of the heaviest food I eat. Maybe that's an escape. Maybe it kind of has a sedative effect. Food. So instead, I'm walking around the woods and talking to you. Oh, I hear the birds. It's light out. The park is quiet. And I feel and hear my sandals, the crunch of dry leaves underneath my sandals. It's hot out. Feels really warm today. Feel a little bit sick to my stomach. Feels likely emotional because I felt fine before these emotions started coming up. Some burping, almost like a heartburn. Some pride that I'm not running from the difficult feelings right now. Some worry, fear of the unknown. Like, oh, geez, what happens if I process this? Then what? Then what new growth has come? What does that do to my trajectory? I notice a story that in a way I ride my smallness. That motivation comes from smallness. That if we didn't have smallness, we'd all just be meditating on a mountain somewhere. Yeah, fear and shame. Beauty, like a little bit of a peace starting to creep in. It's back swirling under my heart. Peace feels like it's coming from noticing nature. Maybe being alone, kind of indicative that a lot of the fear feels like social fear. Like, oh, I'm alone and okay in nature. It's okay. Even if I am alone, it's okay. Even if I was forced to be alone, it'd be okay. Curiosities and wonder, stories that feel like they cast doubt on even the things I still hold dear, the moralities I still cling to, my own religions of like, do you really believe that? Or is that coming from something else? Is that a sublimation of something else that I'm hiding from? What's my truth? Oh, good scariness. Wow. Yeah, wow. Always fascinates me when I hear someone say like, oh, I'm an open book. Yeah. Really? You would tell anyone anything about you? Wow. Incredible. Sounds like suicide. You're aware that the world runs on smoke and mirrors, right? I feel like since I was 5, like woke up to adult thought, I was just appalled that people lie and deceive each other. I'm like, what are you doing? How do you have time? We gotta figure out reality. Clearly y'all haven't figured it out. You know, looking up at the adults around me like, what are you doing? Why are you doing all this stuff wrong? Not morally wrong, but like actually being ineffective and suffering. I'm like, why are you doing that? Why don't you do it the right way? Well, now as an adult, it seems like we're all kind of swimming through the mud together. Some of us feeling very alone. Some of us feeling very supported with lots of companionship and trying to see through the smoke and mirrors. And that can be hard even with the people we care about the most, you know? We talk about trust, right? Oh, I totally trust this person. I'm like, really? Is it possible to totally trust anyone? Maybe you could have the emotion and the story that you totally trust anyone. Doesn't mean that they're necessarily always going to come through for you, always do what you imagine that they're going to do. It's all relative. I don't know if there's any absolutes, except that something exists. Something's happening. I feel at the moment relatively uncomfortable in my belly. And there's joy coming back as I'm sharing with you. And I noticed that that last bit was not somatic. It was very mind-centric, very cerebral. How much is cerebral an escape? It's definitely a wonderful tool. It can definitely be misused. Oh gosh, but when the mind and our feelings, the mind-body, the cerebral somatic comes together and ever more like a well-oiled machine. Everything maximized, optimized, for effectiveness and then efficiency. God, what life can become. The richness, absolutely unbelievable. What is paradise? What does your paradise look like? Just live in mine. Can I fathom better? Of course. But when we're talking about reality, it's like whatever I make up isn't really my fantasy. My fantasy is based on reality. It's like the fantasy loses value in so much as it deviates from reality. So much of the work that I get to do to improve my life is right here in my relationship with myself, and then in my orientation to this. How good are you willing to let this get? This day, this life. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. It's been real good. It's going to keep you on better. I'll see you real soon. Bye.